Thanks,
Might
man.
well go and get you a shot too, bro.
Huh? Oh, we been rolling. Goddamn, what's up, man?
Might well go and get you a shot, man. Celebration, you feel me?
It's your boy, me plus Leo King, man. We live at the Hood Dispensary Studios, man. This is Real Talk TV. We in the building, man, with the big homie, the one and only, man. Big Homie Sho, man.
Nah, for real, man. What's going on?
Man, we chilling, man. Big Homie Sho came out and rocked the show the other night, man.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Had a good time too, for real.
Yeah,
real
man.
Good time, man.
People
Shouts out to
still
the
talking.
OG. You know, a salute.
Yeah, man. One time for now,
one
for
time.
real,
Yeah,
man. The
one time.
movement.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
I'm a light drinker, y'all. Light drinker. Y'all know I smoke up in here. We can't get too lit, man.
Yeah. You gotta stay focused.
Man, for those that don't know, man, you're originally from Louisiana.
That's a fact.
By way of Dallas.
That's right.
The single done blew up.
That's what's blowing.
Man,
You know,
first of all, we
growing.
want to thank you, man. The people in the city, man. You stay shouting out Dallas. You stay putting on for the city, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, we really appreciate you. We appreciate everybody, man, that's putting on for the city, trying to draw love and attention here. Like you said a while ago, in a genuine way, man.
Right,
we really
right.
appreciate you, man, for real. You're a big homie, man.
And I appreciate the love that I received for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, you got to understand, you know, I've been out here for a long time, so it's a million niggas out here rapping. So, you know, to be chosen to represent the city is a big deal for me. It's
Yeah.
a big responsibility, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't take it lightly, and I try to make sure that I represent it the right way. you
And
know?
a lot of people fuck with you. Like
Yeah.
because, you know, you kind of came out of nowhere. Like it was overnight,
It looked
then
like that.
boom. And then once, you know, motherfuckers started tapping like, no, show, and woo. And like a lot of people, you know, a lot of people know you. How
Yeah.
did you get that type of networking and community love like that?
Man, nigga been in the streets for a long time. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, and I got that love. I mean, it was a blessed situation for me because being that I'm not originally from the city, it allowed me to be able to go and fuck with niggas in every part of the city without the politics.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
oh, he from over here, so we don't fuck with them.
And sometimes, especially in that, because I'm from Dallas, and I tell people that all the time. It's nothing, you know. I know my city.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the politics do block a lot of us from making moves, especially with each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Which I'm really hoping that you know, we can put an end to a lot of that type of stuff there, because we come together, man. It's a strong movement going on.
Right.
But I definitely think that sometimes when you come from out of town, you're able to receive a lot of love from the city.
But I ain't no out of town nigga though. I've been here a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just that when I got here, I wasn't connected to, oh, he from Oak Cliff, so we don't fuck with him from the north, we don't fuck with him from the west, from the Grove, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I was able to go fuck with niggas on every side of the city and every hood and build relationships and love. So, you know, when I'm popping out now, you got people that's around me that's from all over the city.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of what I got going on, because
Yeah.
it do show some unity, you know what I'm saying? Even though no matter what's going on, it shows some unity within my camp and what I'm doing.
And that was one thing I liked at the show. You walked in, you know, I'm knowing this person, that person. You got somebody from the Cliff, somebody from the South.
Mm-hmm.
The West is rocking with you. You got some niggas in the North. Like, hey, that was a good look, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean, you know, like I say, it's a unity thing, you know what I'm saying? And that's very important too, because I'm an old law nigga.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's important to have an OG on that side of the city, on that side of town. So when you do have problems arise, you can contact somebody from over there to be like, oh, that's my nephew, or that's, you know what I'm saying, that's my partner's son or whatever, to try to resolve it before it turned into some gangster shit.
Yeah. Conflict resolution.
Yeah,
we
you know
were
what I'm
just
saying?
talking about that. I'm
Yeah.
going to turn this live off because we don't want to give them too much of that.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut mine out too.
We
You know
won't
what
give
I'm
them too
saying?
much of that.
Cut mine out too.
But speaking of that, you get to the city, man. You know, you getting love from everybody around. How did the song? Where did the music come from?
Man, I've been doing music since I was a kid.
Yeah,
You know, I always was fascinated with entertainment. I always knew that's what I wanted to do. You know, it's just that the circumstances don't allow us to do what we want to do sometimes. You know what I'm saying? A kid want to be a basketball player, but goddamn, you can't shoot. you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You
Was
know,
rapping-
you couldn't afford, you know, the shoes and the camps. Then that might not be what you be able to do. So, I mean, you got to understand in Louisiana, it's we don't have the outlets that the bigger cities have.
What part of Louisiana are you
I
from?
was born in Ruston, Louisiana.
Okay,
You know
Ruston.
what I'm saying? But I lived all over northeast Louisiana, from Monroe to even the small towns, Farmerville, Spillsville. Like, I'm a country boy. You
And
know
for
what I'm
those that don't know that have, because there's a lot of people that have never been there, probably would never visit there. How is life there? You know, as far because I've actually went through Monroe. I've been down.
It's cool. You know what I'm saying?
You know-
It's cool if you cool.
Yeah,
But you gotta understand, like, and I ain't gonna knock Dallas because my first night in Dallas, I seen somebody get killed. My very first night here, so that let me know, you know, what I was dealing with from day one when I got here. But Louisiana is like this. Even our large city, which is the biggest city, what is like New Orleans, would be like considered to be like Arlington, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Probably in size. So it make you be more aggressive because you can't hide from a nigga.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if you in Shreveport, you really can't hide from no nigga. Like
Yeah.
you know how small it is. You know what I'm saying? Like
eventually I'm bumping into you
man, if
somewhere.
you in Monroe, you know what I'm saying?
Monroe
Like,
was small.
it's 1 mile, my nigga,
Yeah.
and 4-5 clubs. So if you got a problem with a nigga and you go out, eventually y'all gonna end up at the same club or something, and you gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, be whatever the fuck you say you is.
And the reason I ask is because a lot of people only know what they hear in the music. A lot of people only know what they hear from NBA YoungBoy or, you know, Lil Wayne. Or that's all they know about Louisiana. That or Mardi Gras. Like that. That's you ask them anything else, they don't know nothing about it.
Not to cut y'all, North Louisiana and South Louisiana is two totally
Totally different.
worlds.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's gangster.
Yeah. We
You know
went to
what I'm
Ratchet City. Me and 2G, we went to perform at the Ratchet Fest. What was it, about 2-3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
2021. We drove down there. That was a hell of a trip.
Yeah,
we
it's
had
cool.
fun.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Nah.
And you're gonna have a lot of fun, but at the same time, that fun could turn very
fast. Yeah.
But Louisiana just don't have the outlets like the major cities, like a Dallas, like a Houston, Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you think about it, especially outside of Shreveport, when you think about northeast Louisiana, and you know, mistake me if I'm, you know, correct me if I'm wrong or forgive me if I'm wrong. Northeast Louisiana has never had an artist to blow, never.
Was rapping your first love of music, or were you playing
Absolutely.
instruments, or was it singing? Because a lot of people start off singing in church. Or
I started out rapping. I started out loving music so much that I rapped other people's music word for word.
I ask this always because I fuck with that mic too. You know, do you remember your first rap?
Oh man, I ain't gonna lie. I got some of my first music that I did, but to say I remember my very first rap, I can't say that I remember my.
I be
first
liking
rap.
to ask people that bad because that first rap be bringing up a lot of memories for people.
I can't
You know,
say that I remember my very first rap.
because my first rap I wrote it in school. I remember. I'm in class. I wrote it in class. I ain't had shit to do. Well, I could have been paying attention, but you know,
Yeah, that
I ain't had shit
wasn't
to do. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't nothing fun about paying attention.
I wrote
you
that
know what I'm saying?
motherfucker
Who
in
the
school.
fuck did that in
Lost
school?
Souls. First song I ever wrote called Lost Souls. I'll never forget that bitch. So I always went. You know, a lot of people. Some people can't remember. Some people do.
I remember the era when I first started writing my music. I remember my homeboys. When, you know, one of my homeboys that started me doing this shit is deceased now, and I remember him and my other partner always rapping. You know what I'm saying? You know, long live Big Bo for sure.
Yeah.
And I used to always rap other people's verses, right?
Yeah.
And they was like, nigga, you got the voice for the shit. Like, why don't you rap your own shit? And you know,
Who was your go-to? Like, who verses was you rapping? Who
man,
was?
I was shit, nigga. I was 8-ball MJG.
Hey, man.
You know what
hey,
I'm saying?
Salute, goddamn Memphis 10,
You know
Orange,
what I'm
man.
saying?
Hey,
I
my
was-
type
I
of
was-
nigga, man.
I was
Goddamn,
8-ball
man.
MJG, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like them type niggas, and especially MJG. That nigga was so, you know, Big Pokey. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just his, you know, the lyrical
Yeah.
niggas that could really, that you know, had that down south.
And for
but-
those that don't know, 8 Ball was definitely, he was the one with the flavor, the style.
MJG.
But MJG was a lyrical genius with a
Oh my
pen
God,
and a
bro. I
fucking
used to
pad.
listen to MJG and be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like,
One of my favorite songs, which I think are two of the best lyricists out of the South, is it was on MJG album with him and Bun B.
yeah.
Man, if we could have got an album of MJG and Bun B,
Man,
that would have been some
an album
goddamn
out of-
shit.
If you could have got an album out of MJG and
Yeah.
right. I used to always wonder what would a project sound like if they were to switch group members.
Yeah.
Meaning that
You got 8
8
Ball
Ball and Bun B.
Yeah, and I know that's gonna be
because it was some pimping. MJG was, it was
Yeah.
always some real slick
Yeah.
pimping. So I was like, I wonder what it would have sounded like if Pimp C and MJG and Bun and 8 Ball would have been a group.
that
shit would have
that
been
was
hard.
and the closest
that shit would have been hard.
the closest we got to that is the song Master P on I'm About the soundtrack.
Players from the South Stack G's.
No, Meal Ticket.
Trying to get a meal ticket.
Yeah.
They had players from the South Stack
Yeah, they had
G's.
played from the South Stack G's too. Hey, that was
you know what? 8 Ball and MJG wasn't on that. You showed right.
Meal
You
Ticket.
showed right. Meal ticket. Yep.
Yeah, that would have been a classic though.
Been classic. But yeah, I used to go to them for for verses, and once my mind transitioned into me actually being an artist, I took it super serious because I sucked
Yeah.
at first.
Were you a writer or
Yeah.
were you a freestyler?
Yeah, I mean, but it started out freestyling because that's what they was on.
Yeah.
And my freestyle was always dope, you know what I'm saying, at that particular time. Because, and you understand, like, freestyling back then was key, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Holding,
Yeah.
folding, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just
That's what I
playing.
was finna say, because a lot of people, when they came to Texas, the freestyle was different, but they wasn't really aware how influential the freestyle movement was. We was freestyling.
Yeah.
At school, in the
Yeah.
classroom, like, we was freestyling. And that was the thing, to be able to come up with it just off the dome. But it was a particular style, like you said. You
But
go
I
to the
knew-
East Coast, it's a different type of freestyle.
But I knew, you know what I'm saying, when I picked up that pen and started pushing it,
Yeah.
that it was always the way I could bring my thoughts to life like that was different.
Yeah.
I knew it from even when I was young. I could go back to my first taste with my partners, and you could hear how I stood out. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
once I found myself and my voice and everything, I stood out always.
Yeah.
It's always been that way.
And make no mistake, half these niggas out here freestyling, they pick up their pen and their pad.
But
They
see,
write and they have some shit memorized like a motherfucker. Just for you.
let
One
me
of
tell
you
y'all
cold ass young niggas out
Let
there.
me tell y'all something. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, right? A nigga who's truly an artist, who really, really seasoned,
Mm-hmm.
you can't really tell when he freestyling or when he rapping some shit that he got memorized in his mind. And I'm gonna tell you why. A real artist, he always start verses and stop. Like I got probably 20 verses in my phone where I done started and stopped.
stop, yeah.
Right? So I can always start a freestyle, you know what I'm saying, and take this piece of this verse over here, you know what I'm saying, and rap them 8 lines to keep the flow going. And then when them bars is out, freestyle another
yeah.
8, 10 lines and grab this verse from over here, and it'll sound like, oh, that nigga the coldest nigga out.
Yeah.
But I know, you know what I'm saying, that it was kind of pieced together
Yeah,
that
man.
way. So if a nigga really dope, you can't never really tell whether he freestyling or whether it's written. But at the end of the day, it's an art. You know what I'm saying? I just respect the art. If a nigga can freestyle his ass off, if that's how you get your song done, and that's what make it dope and it's selling, fuck it. Don't worry about writing. You know what I'm saying? But don't get discouraged if you're an artist out here, if you can't freestyle, if you dope at writing, or if, you know what I'm saying, if you not dope at writing, you can freestyle. Just go in there, motherfucker, and do the best you. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, that's what you selling. You selling you to the people. You know what I'm saying? So,
And with that, we're gonna be right back with Big Homie Show.
yeah, nah, for real.